Well, coming up on Wednesday, the Garden Club is having their annual garden show. I'd like to welcome the co-president, right, Ann Jenkinson? Nice to, I'll go like this over the beautiful plants. And Nancy Fuel, who was the president. You're still on the board with Garden Club. Good to see you.
Thank you.
This is always a fun event, and it is something that has, I don't know how many years the annual garden show has been coming on, right?
Well, the garden show, certainly a few decades.
Yeah.
But the Garden Club, 50 years.
Yeah, I thought it was about that
Right.
age, yeah. And of course, and we know about the gardens here, people are very, very active, whether they're growing flowers or produce in some way. It's a hobby that people can simply do in their patio if they want, or
Absolutely.
if the people who are fortunate to have the plots, they can get bigger. But what's really nice here, you're kind of showcasing some of the things that'll be in the garden show, how people can do these arrangements, and that's one of the things that you showcase there, right?
Exactly. You can bring your plants in a few different categories. We have floral arrangements, which would be like this one.
Yeah.
Potted plants, creative containers. Nancy could tell you about this
Yes,
one.
I was asking about this, Nancy, and there's a background to this, right?
Right. I brought this back from Vietnam, and it's used for storing cocoa leaves, which is a local substitute for tobacco.
Right.
And something unusual like this can be used as a planter.
Sure it can, yeah.
Stick a few flowers in there and bring it to the garden show and display it.
Yeah. So it shows all the different things that you can use for this. And of course, probably getting even bigger and bigger than what they used to be are succulents, right?
Yes, yes. One of our categories is succulents, so we'll hopefully have a table full of all kinds of interesting succulents. This is something that I've done for a couple of years. I have a neighbor who has one of her rooms in her home is a closet.
Let me bring this out. We put this back here because it was so large. We didn't want to block everyone
And
here.
she didn't want that purse anymore, that handbag.
Where should I put this, Dave? Where I can, maybe I'll just stick it back here and you can use one of the cameras.
And I'm never going to use that as a handbag. And she insisted I keep it and have it. And I thought, well, what can I do with that? And so when we had a garden club the last 2 years, I thought, well, I think I'll stick some potted plants in there. And it's been a real go-to place at the garden show every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice, and it's funny how, what kind of, are these?
These are Gerbera daisies.
Gerber daisies, and they just fit.
They're really in vogue. I just plunked the pots in there in a plastic bag and inside this flowered bag, and it worked really well.
And it shows all the different things that you can do. And Nancy, we're looking at the different varieties here, and of course, here you have hydrangeas, which depending how much nutrients are in the soil, you know, they'll change color. But the lavender sticking out, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And that's something that's fairly easy to do. Lavender's pretty easy to grow.
Right.
Smells great as
Right.
well.
I think the important thing is that everybody who lives in Laguna Woods is invited to display
Yeah.
at the garden show, and they can bring their materials or their potted plants between 9 and 11 in the morning.
So you still have time if people want to do this.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just again, it's going on Wednesday from noon until 4 at Clubhouse One. I think it's always been at Clubhouse One, at least
Yes.
over the past several years, and it's free, of course. But if you'd like to drop off your display, you can do that between 9 and 11. Floral arrangements, potted plants, creative containers, bonsai, miniature displays, all kinds of different things, right?
Right.
And also pottery art, because you're going to showcase what containers.
We've invited photographers from the Camera Club to show their photography,
Oh, nice.
and people from the Clubhouse 4 to bring art. I believe the slipcasters will be there, showing a lot of the things that they make, and so there will be some plants for sale as well, and we're also going to have a raffle.
Fantastic. I also want to mention you have upcoming stuff that you wanted to tell folks about as
Right.
well. Am I right?
Yes.
Beyond coming up on Wednesday, a month from now, you are having Orchid Care And the person that's going to be there, Darla Miller, Master Gardener and Orchid Curator from Sherman Library and Gardens, which is wonderful. Just an absolutely wonderful place.
We all buy our orchids at Costco.
We do. I get mine at Trader Joe's.
Yes,
but
and Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
But once they stop blooming, which can take sometimes 6 or 7 or 8 months, depends, then a lot of us don't know what to do with them.
Right.
So we're hoping she, being the curator, the orchid curator, will come and tell us all about the entire system. So once they stop blooming, how we would prune them down and when to feed them and so forth, or how to repot them. We're hoping she'll give us a lot of information.
I hope she does too. And you know what's really great about the Garden Club is that you get these speakers in, and it really can be helpful, because a lot of times, as you just mentioned, whether it's orchids or whatever, people are like, well, how do I keep these going? And
Exactly.
how do I take care of them? And whether or not, if it's a plant in the ground, a potted plant, am I watering it too much? What's going on, right?
Exactly. We recently had
Yeah.
Toots Beer, who is the columnist in the Weekender newspaper for the OC Register.
Oh, nice.
If you read her column, everybody loves her column, and she came and spoke to us about citrus plants.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes,
That's a really
and how to
good one.
prune them and what to do with them. And she brought wonderful displays of many kinds of citrus on plates on 2 tables.
Yeah.
And let us walk home with those samples when she was finished.
That's a really
But
good
it was
one.
very interesting.
And you have something coming up in June, am I right?
Yes, a woman who was featured in OC Register last year has documented on film the life cycle of hummingbirds, and she found this hummingbird. I don't know if it was in her yard or where, but she took photos and videos of the eggs being hatched, or the nest being built, the eggs
neat.
being hatched, the birds coming out, learning to fly, and going away. And unfortunately, I cannot remember. She is scheduled to see us in June at our June meeting, which is always the 4th
Okay.
Wednesday of the month. And that should be really, really fun,
Yeah.
really interesting.
Nancy, tell me about people who are club members. How do they become permanent club members and get involved? I know a lot of these meetings that you have and special presentations, people can come there, and there might be a guest fee or something like that. But tell me about the membership.
Is now $20 a year,
Okay.
and it covers the 12 months, January through December.
Mm-hmm.
We give you a badge when you come in, so you don't have to worry about being recognized, and hopefully get you involved in committee work so that you can get more involved with the people in the Garden Club. We have about 140 members now.
150 some.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
We're up there.
Yeah, and of course, one of the best things is you get information and advice and help from other club members, and of course, the wonderful speakers that you have. That's fantastic. Do you take trips sometimes? Do you ever go up to the
We
Sherman
do.
Gardens or somewhere?
We do, and we have a trip coming up actually next month to Sunnylands, which is the estate of
Annenberg Estate.
Annenberg
Ah, okay.
in Palm Springs.
Very
So
nice.
that will be nice.
So again, I want to tell, we've been talking about different meetings they're having, but the one you want to be really on top of is this Wednesday, and that's the garden show. Patio gardening around the world is the theme, and that will be at Clubhouse 1 from noon until 4. If you would like to participate and bring an arrangement or a potted plant, whatever it might be, please come there between 9 and 11 to drop that off. And if you want some more additional information, you can call Ann at 949-315-6860. You can go online to the club pages and get information about it as well. So that should be a lot of fun. And I see you also have a garden at table seminar as well, right?
We do have a seminar going on. But more importantly, I think, is the fact that Tom Farrell, a master gardener, will be on the garden show floor answering any questions people have about flowers
Fantastic.
or plants.
I really advise it, and great fun. You can garden year-round, even if you have a little balcony or something. You know, you can do small things and have a great time. Bonsai, you can keep indoors, so a lot of great things. Nice to speak with both of you today.
Thank you for
Nancy,
having
good
us.
to see you.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon.
Okay.
And we'll remind people coming up as you get closer to the Sherman Gardens speaker.
All right.
All right, that'll be a good
Wonderful.
one. We'll be right back. We're going to bring you a segment from Lux Travel.
It's getting blurry. They paranoid and getting blurry. One of us gonna see the cemetery. Hey, wonder if my lifestyle's changed. And am I through with all the